James Thomas, there is a brand new series on TLC. It's called Love and Translation, not Love and Transition, but Love and Translation. Today I have Sangita and Tripp. Good morning. How are you?
All right, James.
So, first of all, I'm going to talk to Sangita about this. Where did this idea come from?
How cool is it? This is a social experiment that hasn't been done yet. It's a new type of reality show and relationship show that really puts the test. Can you fall in love without the use of language? And 90% of communication is nonverbal. So we really do test that out. And it's really fascinating, even as a host watching from the sideline, how they actually figure out to show their love and their connection. And it really will make people who are watching the show really test the way they communicate with other people.
Speaking of communicating with other people, Tripp, how did that come out?
I don't even know how it came out. I was not observing my actions. I was trying to figure out what the heck just to do. I mean, this was completely uncharted waters. Never before have I been in a situation where, like, the one thing that I know how to do, how to communicate, how to listen, it's all gone.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like, all right, well, I'm looking for the next option. What do I do? How do we got to establish some level of communication here. So I was like, well, first thing I can do, because I don't know how to listen yet, but I know how to express that I'm a goofy guy.
It's fun to watch because Tripp will say something and the girls are talking about a whole different conversation. He thinks he's communicated the right thing. And I'm like, nope, this is a whole different conversation.
A common
and it's
theme.
so fun to watch when that happens.
Yeah.
And also testing out your senses, because there are some strong experiments that you do where you do make that connection.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So what was it like observing it from the side, Sangita?
James, it is really amazing to watch, because there was one point I was watching Tripp actually, and I could see that he was actually feeling the feelings of this woman that he was across from. And I'm like, this is actually working.
Yeah.
There is something powerful about it. And through the eye gazing and the way they talk with their language, and it's just the smell, the pheromones, there was this beautiful connection that is developing. And to watch that through the episode it's pretty spectacular.
So Tripp, how did that come about? Because it almost sounds like now, since you've got experience on the show, you can go to any bar and don't have to say a word. You can just do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's so true. It really is. Like, if there was any barriers now for me of like how to express, communicate, and listen, they are eviscerated, because you're exactly right. Like, after going through that, it's like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, if we were able to figure some things out in that situation, it's easy to go to a bar. Yeah.
You want him as your wingman because he can do it now.
I would definitely want Tripp as my wingman. I would be his wingman, because all I would do is sit there and catch the crumbs that fall off.
I'll be your wingman any day, James.
So did you make a connection, Tripp?
Well, I would say that several connections were made. It's actually truly incredible. I started to believe that words might actually get in the way sometimes of what could be a real connection. So I from the first experiment that we did, there was a gazing experiment. No words, just sit and look into each other's eyes. Like, and some people would, be a little reluctant, a little shy, and others would just bring out their soul, put it right on the table. And that's what I was doing. Some moments were just more powerful than any conversation, any text or email. I mean, and not a word was spoken. So I was an instant believer.
You make a really good point there too. It's like letting go of these, the phone, and putting it away and actually making that connection as a person to person. That's a really good point. Like, I think that's something different with this show as well. It really makes you realize how important it is to connect with others.
Yeah. So Sangita, what can we expect out of all of this?
Yeah, I think there's a lot. There's drama, there's frustration, there's comedy, there's emotions that are high at some points, because it is true. Like if you're not able to use words, you're just like, come on, why can't you get what I'm trying to say? And you will feel those moments. And I think really coming out of this, I think the viewers will really figure out what really makes them connect with other people. And if you are in a relationship, I want you to think about what was that thing that made you want to be with this person? What is your love language? And love is universal. That's what I ultimately learned from the show, is that yes, it is possible to find somewhere else in the world. And it's a great feeling.
Wow, that explains everything. That's what it does for me. Tripp, Sangita, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend. And again, Tripp, I will definitely be your wingman to catch all the crumbs.
I'll be your wingman anytime, James. Yes, let's go.
Bye, guys.
James. Take care.
Bye, James.